All right, let me know when you can hear me, if you can. What's going on, people? We're going to talk about Figma. We're going to talk about Amazon. We're going to talk about Apple. We'll talk about how the month went. We'll talk about plans for August, plans for Figma, because we're going to play Figma. We're going to play Figma, all right? We'll talk about all that kind of stuff and more. So, yeah, just come through, say what's up in the chat if you are here. And if you're not aware, I did post a thread about how to trade without Greeks. Go check that one out. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Figma, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna be lit. So I'll wait. I'll wait a sec. Let me see. Let me check the chat. Who's in the chat? What's up? What's up? What's up? Who is here? Let's talk about Figma. No, Figma or Amazon? What do you want to start with? Figma or Amazon? Either of them I'm cool with. Figma or Amazon. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? I don't know if I'm going to check the... Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Okay, I've got the chat up. Amazon for sure. Okay, Amazon. All right, cool. So first and foremost, it's a weird one, right? We've experienced it so many times before. Amazon, earnings was good, right? Just for a brief summary of earnings, I mentioned it in the Discord earlier for those of you who are in the Discord, right? Earnings was good. Earnings, I mean, think about it this way, right? From all the, I said it in the Discord a few minutes ago, from all the stocks in the world, if there was one stock I had to pick, like it was a must pick, and I had to say, yo, everybody in this Discord, everybody who I know should own this one stock from the stock market, it's going to bring you returns over the next 10, 15, 20 years, whatever, it would be Amazon. Not Meta, not Google, not Nvidia, not even the lovely, amazing AMD, not PayPal, Amazon, right? But guess what? Amazon right now after hours is dropping a little bit, okay? So brief recap, they announced their second quarter earnings, beat top and bottom line numbers, so it was good, better than expected guidance, right? Revenue was up, year over year, we saw a lot of good numbers, a lot of great, double-digit growth year over year, and a lot of different numbers. And yeah, Wall Street was looking for $19.5 billion in operating income, right? They beat the numbers. But of course, the stock dropped. Okay, earnings per share was 1.68, revenue 167.7 billion. Right? They beat the 1.33 expectation, and they beat the 162.1 billion expectation. Okay, so overall, I mean, even this AWS revenue hit $30.8 billion instead of 30.7 billion, which was expected. So right now, Amazon is getting crushed after hours. What is the reason for that, right? What is the reason for that? Honestly, as I've told you guys before, when it comes to earnings, people react. They overreact. Whenever people react to earnings, they overreact. The best way I can describe it, right, is because you've seen it plenty of times, right? Last week was Google, amazing earnings, right? But just didn't rise, right? And even when it rose after market overnight, it didn't hold, right? Put it this way: Amazon is bigger and better than pretty much every company out there, right? When it comes to cloud infrastructure, right? When it comes to e-commerce, Amazon is up there with the Shopify's, with the Wix's, with all them kind of things. Amazon is a giant, right? Worldwide. If we're talking about the top companies in the entire world, Amazon is in the top 5, top 10 for sure. In all industries, in the biggest and best companies in the world, let's be honest, Amazon is up there. It's a giant. It's a must-own stock. We just saw they did $20 billion worth of revenue growth, right? It's incredible what these guys are doing, right? So the fact that it's red right now after hours, the fact that it's dropping, I'm not too worried. Because honestly, it's going to rebound quicker than Google rebounded. It will. And I'm confident in that. Look at this. Look at the chart, 4-hour chart, right? Last time Amazon was even below 215 was back in June. Amazon is doing its thing. And I don't think anybody could justify it dropping to 217 now? 218? 217 or 218, right? I don't think anyone can justify that. Amazon it was at 234. In no time, it'll be back at 250. So what's my plan for Amazon? I think I'll get longer term calls. I'm still going to trade this back up to 250. I don't think if we get in tomorrow or Monday, I don't think we're too early. I think this is going to rebound. Let's be honest. Wall Street loves this stock. People love this stock. How many of you buy off Amazon every week, right? How many of you go on Amazon once a month and just buy something? A lot of people do, right? A lot of people do. Let's be honest. Okay. So Amazon, I'm not worried about. It's the kind of earnings that you say, okay, if your contracts expire tomorrow, all right, you miss out, you lose. If your contracts expire next week, you should be good. If they don't expire next week and they expire in a few months, great. If you're not in any contracts, buy some. I'm going to buy shares. I'm going to buy contracts, with a few months out. And yeah, I like Amazon. Let me quickly check the chat and see if there's any questions, because I know it's a bit harder because I'm on this stuff. Oh, wait, by the way, 2 likes and 35 watches is crazy. So that's kind of harsh. You guys think this stuff is just, don't take time. Of course it takes time, right? What questions? Which do you think Reddit will leap in the AM? Yeah, I said earlier, if you were in the lounge earlier when we were on live, I said Reddit is going to jump. Reddit was going to jump. Reddit has to jump. Reddit was at 161. After it's at 185. You can see you can see it in the tab. It's at 185 right now. I said Reddit was going to jump. The only reason we didn't get in is because it was juiced, right? It was already juiced. So Reddit was going to jump. It's been strong for about 3 months straight. It was going to jump. Yeah. So I do think Reddit will leap in the morning, but we couldn't play that because it was way up there. So we talked about Amazon. Do I have anything else I want to say about Amazon? Oh yeah. So addressing the guy that said Amazon is going to be in debt and stuff like that, right? Let's be honest. There's a lot of news and bankruptcy. There's a lot of news, a lot of fake news, a lot of stuff that people will pump, right? When you understand stocks, companies, financials, whatever on a higher level, when you know how to spot market opportunities, first of all, you're not going to believe every single thing you read. Second of all, you're actually going to be able to make money in the market. You're going to spot opportunities. You're going to make money in the market. Make sure you, again, do your research before believing anything people say, right? Make money by doing your research. Make money by spotting opportunities and taking advantage of them. I am a huge fan of Amazon. I can't stress to you guys how important it is to know what you're doing in the market. When people say nonsense, you're going to understand when they say nonsense. Everyone knows Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. Everyone knows they've got cloud infrastructure, AWS, online giant. Bro, the amount of revenue Amazon generates per day is ridiculous. There's not many companies in the world that's doing that. So don't listen to fake news. Don't listen to people that, just be putting out anything. Before you know it, this stock, Amazon, is going to be green again, right? It's down at 218.77 right now. So 218.77 is right over around here. Yeah, before we know it, it's going to be back up there. I'm not worried at all. So yeah, people saying Amazon is going to go file for bankruptcy and stuff, it's ridiculous, right? Then Figma, let's talk about Figma. This is really the one. Figma is really the one. So, we're at 116 right now. I'm going to go to the 50-minute chart. So Figma IPO today, right? I don't know how many of you own a business or work for a startup or, have tangled in design or anything like that. Figma is a great app, right? If a company if you don't know Figma, you should know Figma. If you don't know Figma, you know Adobe, right? You know Adobe? Adobe tried to buy Figma a few years back. I think it was around the pandemic time. Figma is a giant in the making. Figma is really, I'll call it catching fire, heating up. Figma is definitely one of those stocks that, it's got the hype right now, obviously, because it just IPO'd and it's justified. So when we look at IPOs, right, we had Circle last month, Corey a few months ago, right? We saw what Circle did. Let's check Circle, CRCL. We saw what Circle did last month. IPO'd at what, $77? I think, was it $77? You can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. Or $67, right? IPO'd at $67, ran up to $298 and came back down to $184. For the fact that it IPO'd at 67, it's at 294 right now. At 183 right now. That's fine, right? I don't like Figma. I don't think Figma is going to do as crazy a move, as in go all the way up to 290 or whatever. I don't think so, but it's definitely possible. But what I do think is going to happen with Figma, and this is how we're going to play it, right? You might not need a call out for this. You might not need me to hold your hand for this. You might just have to take action. Figma is going to pull back. It's an IPO. It's hype. It's definitely justified. It's running up. It's doing its thing. Figma is definitely one to watch. Now, with what I said before, the IPOs in the past couple of years, the IPOs have not been really active, right? There's not been that many IPOs. These are where the market opportunities are. Not only for the companies when they actually IPO and an opportunity to get revenue and generate revenue, but for us as retail investors or institutional investors, there is opportunity here. Why, where, how? Think about it, right? This kind of stock is going to pull back. It's going to pull back. When it does, best believe I'm taking the opportunity to get some calls. Best believe I'm taking some opportunities to get some calls. Why? Because, again, we know retail institutional investors, they use these opportunities to make some money because they can get calls because of companies recently IPOing, right? So all I'd say is for those of you who are new to stocks, new to trading, new to stocks and all that kind of stuff, just take your time with this. Don't jump in tomorrow or, whenever they bring out the options chain, don't just jump in ASAP, just not knowing what you're doing, right? Just make sure you breathe, wait for a proper pullback, then enter. Don't be jumping in any old number. And yeah, that's it for Figma. I really like Figma. I've used Figma last summer with my friends. We had a business idea and I was using Figma every day for a good 4 or 5 months. So yeah, I love Figma. And like I said, there's a reason that a company like Adobe tries to buy you. You know, it's a great company. Pretty sure I either applied for them to work there a few years ago or did a first round interview, one of them two. But yeah, Figma is a great company, and Adobe as well. Adobe is a great company, so watch that for long-term shares as well. What other stock did I want to discuss before we get into the rest? Figma, Amazon was the first two, because obviously Figma's IPO today. Everyone was going crazy, right? What was the shares at again? Was it 33? Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Was that $33? I don't even know. I thought it was 33. Might not have been that. Either way. So yeah, watch out for Figma. Watch out for the pullbacks. The pullbacks are going to come. You're going to have to wait, but they're going to come. Okay. There was another stock, Amazon. Let me go back to Yahoo Finance. Oh, I did want to talk about Coinbase, Meta, all them kind of stocks. So it's so interesting because there's companies like Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Robinhood, which are not actually great companies. I'll be honest with you. I'll just say it how it is. They're not actually great companies, right? And I fear for those kind of companies because the next crypto bear market, let's look at, let's go with Coinbase, right? Coinbase is $343 after hours. It's all the way down. Oh, it's down. 343 after hours. So it's back around here where we was July 8th, right? July 343 is around July 2nd, right? So Coinbase is all the way down here. So I'm talking from a longer term trading perspective, right? Companies like Coinbase, Robinhood, MicroStrategy, like I said, I fear for them companies because once a bear market rolls around in crypto or in stocks, whatever, it's going to be wraps for them. It's going to be wraps for them, right? Coinbase is up at 377. It shouldn't be. Robinhood up at 103. Shouldn't be. MicroStrategy up at 401. Shouldn't be. When they see a bear market, it is wraps for these companies. So the reason I'm saying that is while you're in the calls for Robinhood, MSTR, Coinbase, enjoy your profit while it's there. See it and take it, right? See it and take it. You know, I don't think there's anybody out there who thinks, you know, these companies where their price right now, it's deserved, right? It's a lot of overvalued companies because of a bull market. Right, Coinbase, MSTR, and Robinhood, I'm just going to say it how it is. They're overvalued. So I'll be honest, right? Coinbase falling off after hours right now, it's pretty justified. That's why I didn't want to touch it. I thought it might run actually because of the hype. And then obviously it didn't. MSTR after hours is $3.96, so it's pulled at $5. And then Robinhood, right? Robinhood, we all use Robinhood app, right? Or majority of us use Robinhood app. You think it's a great app, great company when they're freezing your contracts, when they're not allowing you to sell? You think that's a great company? People haven't forgotten what Vlad and them did back with the GameStop AMC times. Let's be honest. We have not forgotten, right? We have not forgotten. Okay, so just beware. Hood, Coinbase, MSTR, next bear market. Yeah, they might be done. It might be wraps for them. And I might just be taking the puts on them because it might just be the elevator down. And, you know, they might just sell off crazy. So, yeah. That's what I kind of wanted to say for them. In the meantime, I think Robinhood, especially Robinhood, mainly, can get a pump back up to 110 next week. They had their earnings yesterday and it sold off today back to 103. So yeah, next week I'd say I do think Robinhood is going to pump short term. I do think we'll get back up to 110 level. So I would say the 108 call is what I'm targeting for next week. Yeah, let me check the chat. Cool. 48 people watching and 15 likes. You guys are stingy with the likes, you know. Man, them are stingy with the likes. Just because of a free YouTube video, they want to just be stingy with the likes. It don't even cost nothing, but all right, whatever. What price do you think Amazon ends up at? You mean next week or in the future? I'd say my short term. I mean, I couldn't tell you when, but 250. I can see 250. I can 250. Is that Trading View? Someone knows? No. This is Trendspider. It's Trendspider. Right. This is way different to Trading View. Next week, if you're in the Discord, Kevin, are you in the Discord? We're doing a like a tutorial. I don't even know what to call it. Like someone from Trendspider is gonna come through and then help us out. Like he's gonna do a whole demo on this because there's a lot to it, right? It's got market scanners, right? It's got what's happening in the markets, you know, the unusual options, all that kind of stuff. So we've got someone who's gonna come and help us out, right? You've got the market maps. Those are always cool, right? The bubble charts. And then, you know, you can also build your own scanners and stuff. We're going to have a guy from Trendspider actually come and help us in the Discord and give us a walkthrough of how to use the platform. And then he's going to even, you know, he's just going to help us out, right? He's going to help us out. So, yeah. What was it I wanted to do? Yeah, I was checking the questions in the chat. Any live trading? Nah, he's a worker for Trendspider, so he's not going to do live trading. He's going to help us build our own scanners, help us find good setups, you know, stuff that matches my setups, the retest, you know, Shonoff's market structure, that kind of thing. He's going to show me how to, you know, use the scanners they have built in, which indicators could be relevant, you know, that kind of stuff. And we're going to try to build our own bots as well, and you know, just have fun with that. So yeah. Let me even show you. This is Trendspider, not Trading View, right? You can get a few different time frames or different stocks. So let's see, what stock did someone ask? No, you asked for Amazon, right? Ask Amazon. Right, I can get Amazon here. So I've got the Amazon 1 hour chart, Amazon daily chart, Amazon 4 hour chart, Amazon 30. And I can do different stocks, right? It's real good, but again, next week is for when we're going to talk to him and ask them questions. But yeah, you know, I can compare it to something else. Like, for example, I did UPST daily with a firm daily. I can see, you know, how they correlate, what's looking like what, that kind of thing. So yeah, next week the guy's going to come through, and then, you know, we're going to rock with it. Yeah, you guys are stingy. 65 people watching, 23 likes. It's crazy. But thank you. What's his name? Richard Brown. He said he already liked. Yeah, exactly. Okay, but now back to the stocks I've been trading recently. So we all know what happened last night, right? QQQ. Oh, let me go back to the original chart though. My favorite chart. So QQQ, if we go to the hourly chart, so you can see they gapped it up overnight, right? They sold it off yesterday because of Jerome Powell speaking. And when they sold it off, obviously, next morning, so this morning, gapped it up and then sliced it all the way back down. So the thing with this is it's pretty funny, right? A lot of people are kind of crazy, you know, when it comes to stocks. If it gaps up, they'll be chasing. No need to do that, right? If it gaps up, they'll be chasing. No need to do that. What you can do though is always, you know, focus on managing risk and then trading the trend, whether it's intraday, whether you're swinging, whatever, right? Think of it this way. Yesterday at close, if you got calls, we got a $7, $8 gap up today, you would have been paid. If you got puts yesterday, of course, the gap up might have scared you, but in those first, let's say, first 15 minutes, you would have known, hey, this thing might be coming back down. So if you if you bought calls or puts, you could have ate either way. There was no two ways about it, right? You could have ate either way on calls or puts. It just comes down to your patience and strategy. Okay? So SPY, SPX, whatever, they did the same exact thing. Some people ate, some didn't, right? Yesterday, if you got calls at the end, you ate good because we went from 631 to 639 overnight. If you bought puts, yeah, you would have been cooked at the beginning. But the moment you saw them first 2 15-minute candles, you would have been like, wait, hold on. They might flip this, you know, open 30 minutes, Opening 30 minutes, they might flip this. Obviously, what did they do? They flipped it, right? They flipped it. So it ended up selling off. And yeah, I mean, again, puts really went crazy. So even during the middle of the day, they tried to push it up. They just pushed it up to sell it back off. Okay. There's a lesson there, right? And that's why I say, for those of you who trade with us, who trade with us on a regular basis, you got to have the right mentality, an abundance mentality. Okay. There was chance to eat on the calls or the puts in the last 24 hours. And you don't need a call out every single day. That's not what's going to help you get paid. It's opportunities like this and recognizing them opportunities and taking advantage of them, right? If you surround yourself with people who've got 5-figure, 6-figure portfolios, who are with us, who are trying to become multi-millionaires and millionaires and all that kind of stuff, you're going to start seeing rewards after a while. You're going to start seeing, strategy forming, and you're going to start, taking advantage of it. But if you don't apply yourself, you're not going to, right? Again, opportunity for calls, eating, puts, eating, both ways. You're eating good, either way. Okay. So let's move on to the next stock, Roblox, right? We bought Roblox calls when it was at 119. They announced the good earnings. I'm happy it sold off because Roblox being at 150 was just annoying me. Let's go to the daily. Let's start with the weekly high time frames. Okay, Roblox since April just been on a beam, straight upwards. Cool. Weekly is strong. No two ways about it. Daily chart is smooth now. Every pullback or consolidation was just before it got sent higher. So when we look at Roblox here, the last couple, we bought calls on if anyone is in Discord, you probably saw the screenshot. I think the 22nd or 3rd, one of these days. I think the 23rd, we bought calls. Roblox just held, it sold off that day all the way to 114. Next couple of days, it rebounded, held, and it obviously gapped up now, $30. Two things I want to highlight here. First and foremost, this is why you buy enough time. The mistake with what we bought, we didn't buy enough time. We didn't. I'm gonna say it truthfully. It was my mistake. We didn't buy enough time. The contracts were cheap. We went for a weekly. Buy enough time with your options. That was the first mistake. Second mistake was getting in as it was pulling back. I feel like we should have let it play out a little bit more, pull back a little bit more, or consolidate before getting into those calls. Okay. Anyway, the stock jumped 14% today. It is what it is. It happens. Okay. I still think it's got great potential. I'm not going to touch it way up there. I'm just not going to. I might as well go trade Figma. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what Roblox has done in the last 6 months. I'll say that. What's a good call for Roblox? Nothing for me right now. What's MSB on the chart? Market structure break. Okay. So here we broke out of market structure to the upside with the green. Broke out market structure to the upside. Other places would have broke out to the downside. Any live trading? Yeah, we do live trading. Tesla, please. Let's go check a Tesla. So does anyone in this chat, in the live stream, know my thoughts on Tesla, my feelings on Tesla? I do wonder. So pretty much in a nutshell, when your CEO is as erratic as this, it's not really something I want to trade, right? Why would I trade? Look at this. Watch this. Why would I trade this? Let's go back to April 28th, right? We were slightly bullish, came out bearish. We ran from May 8th to May 29th. Cool. What do we do the next week? Tanked. Week after, rose. Week after, tanked. Can you see this price action? You see how janky this is? This is nasty. Let's compare to the last stock we looked at before this. Let's compare. Oh, wow. This is bullish. Golden cross back in April. We have not looked back since. We've not even broken below the 21-day moving average. Why would I trade Tesla over this? Because it's called Tesla? Because Elon Musk runs it and is having fun on Twitter? Why did I touch Tesla? So this is one of them janky stocks. Damn, this is so janky. Janky. Look at this. This is a Yankee Doodle stock, right? I'm not going to touch this. I'm going to trade. I'll trade Roblox. I'll trade Roku. I'll trade Google, Amazon. I'll trade any of those. Any of those instead of Tesla. Does that kind of make sense, right? Look at Roku. Smooth chart. Even Robinhood, right? Which is a way worse company than Tesla, of course. I'll trade Robinhood before I trade Tesla. Like I said, I'm looking at the Robinhood calls going into next week. Pretty simple. Simple as that. Okay. Thank you for asking, though. I like when people ask questions. Yeah, Janky Crack Stock. Thank you. You're welcome. It's 34 likes. 34 with 60 people watching is crazy. Half of you are just ducking and diving. Next up, want to remind you guys about the long-term game, right? Everyone gets so caught up in the options and this and that. Look, you can go into Yahoo Finance. You can make yourself a watch list and you can trade them stocks day in, day out, right? ARM dropped 13% today. Cake dropped 4% today. SMCI 3%. These are market opportunities. Chipotle, another 2% today. These are market opportunities for the longer term. On the other hand, Lemonade, which I'm already a shareholder of, pushed up 4%, right? You need to have some of these stocks on your radar, and some of these stocks just need to be, some of them stocks just need to be constantly watched because they be doing anything, right? Literally anything. So yeah, just be aware of, the long-term game as well. I know we get caught up in the options and every day. I'd say every single week I buy shares, right? Last week it was HIMS. The week before it was AMD. Week before that it was SoFi. That was at the meetup in Miami. Week before that, more SoFi actually. I'm buying every week. It just depends what I'm buying, right? Last week I bought HIMS at $48 because I exercised my contracts. This week HIMS is at, I think, like $65. $66, right? And I bought for 48 from last week, right? 48. So those kind of perspectives are what's going to help you in the long term. I don't think there's anybody out here or anyone who's watching my video who doesn't need to focus on long term. I think we all should focus on long term. And if you're not focusing on long term, I think you're just holding yourself back from a brighter future, right? So please also remember to focus on long term. Don't just get caught up in the everyday, the stocks, the options. It's not only about that. It's it's a lot of long-term positions which are available for you. You just have to know how to spot them, right? And I'm guessing you guys know how to spot them. You guys know what I look for when I'm trying to, buy stocks for the long haul. I'm guessing you guys know. Let me quickly check the chat. Could you explain Webull, PayPal, PanW, what you see in PanW? You guys just want a watch list. You don't, let's be honest, you guys are not trying to learn. I can explain to you guys how to spot long-term opportunities. I bought Meta at $150, right? $150. It's now, where is it? $773, right? Don't be so caught in the short term Tesla, the short term MicroStrategy, don't be so caught up in that longer term perspective, right? You can make a savings account of some of these stocks. You can make a savings account of putting money into SoFi shares. SoFi that I've been banging on about from $6.52, right? It's $22. We hit 24, 25 this week, right? So I want you guys to also build that long-term account. Trust me, I know it sounds annoying. It's not what you want to hear. You want to hear about the Tesla, what it's going to do tomorrow, if it's going to jump up $25, if you can make 500%. I understand that. I've been there. It's all part of options trading. I understand that. But realistically, You need to build that long-term portfolio, right? I was giving people SoFi shares at $6. Some of them took advantage, some of them didn't. I was giving Palantir shares at $22, at $18, at $16. Now it's 160. Some people took advantage, others didn't. So only reason I have no problem breaking down stocks for you on the option side, but I also want you guys to invest long term. Trust me, that long term portfolio is going to be shiny, it's going to be bright, it's going to be strong in the future. So yeah, PayPal. So PayPal had an all right earnings, right? The biggest problem with their earnings, biggest problem with their earnings is they didn't show as much innovation and promise as they did the last few earnings, right? Alex Chris, CEO, came in, I think, September 2023. So he's almost 2 years in now. And at first he showed great promise. Now he's kind of slowed down a bit. That's kind of the issue, right? Here we go. So PayPal stock fell 10%, this and that. So yeah, it's no stranger to market volatility, but 10% was still a big drop for it. So look, like I told the Discord earlier, they beat earnings, right? They beat earnings, but again, you know what happens with guidance, right? Guidance isn't even always a big deal. It's just how the market, Wall Street, reacts to it. The market, see how they look. The sustainability of the drivers was questioned, even though they beat earnings, right? So again, I think it's because of what people are trying to do, right? With their like kind of like, is it Venmo partnership? Not even a partnership. I don't know how to describe it, but either way, you're paying for a transaction when you have other platforms like Zelle, Cash App, which are free, right? So what people are trying to do with their little, let's say, fee-based transactions, that's not really flying with Wall Street. It's not really flying, right? And again, you've got, here we go. These things are gaining steam, right? Venmo and branded payments are gaining steam, which is good, right? It's showing traction, which is good, but it's still not good enough, right? In regards to growth, it's not good enough, right? Growth slowed modestly, but new checkout integrations are ramping up, which is good. So what do we need from PayPal? When are your contracts expiring? Because everyone's contracts are expiring, right? Everyone's contracts are expiring. When are yours expiring? Is it in 2 weeks? Is it in 3 weeks? Mine expire in 2 weeks, August 15th. My plan is honestly to hold into next week. Let's see if Wall Street starts buying up. The earnings wasn't bad. The problem is that we fell back to the lows of June. The problem is, again, they just had earnings. We have to see how long the bounce back is going to take. We got into the stock after earnings because I thought, well, the earnings wasn't even that bad. The guidance wasn't amazing, but the earnings, they beat earnings. Now it started to sell off back-to-back days, which I did not expect. I'll be honest. If it doesn't start moving next week, I'll just save myself the 2 weeks of holding and just cut. I do think we're going to get a bounce soon. It might not bounce. It might. It's no guarantee. But also remember, last time we got to these levels, we did bounce and we saw 4 green days straight, 3-4 bullish days straight. So I'm just kind of wary about that. I don't want to cut down here tomorrow and then next week it runs. You guys were with me trading PayPal a few weeks ago as well. It had its nice pops, here until last week. So yeah, PayPal, I'd say I'm even with PayPal. I'm 50-50 about which way it's going to go. I'm honestly, normally I'm more confident in my trades and stuff and reactions to earnings because I've always traded the aftermath of earnings. But today and yesterday, this bounce back from earnings hasn't really played out. It's all good though. I take it on the chin and we'll see how it plays out. Then Webull, someone had mentioned Webull. So I love the idea of this getting back up to 16s and 17s within the next couple of weeks, right? Another stock we have 2-3 weeks out expiry, and I'm confident this goes back up to 17 within the next few weeks, right? We sold off, we formed a base. This is where we got in. We formed a base. Now we're starting to see signs of a potential uptrend. Let's see that confirmation of the uptrend, right? The 4-hour chart tells me a different story. 4-hour chart tells me we're getting pure consolidation and we're steadily getting to rise again. Daily chart, you see a bit of rejection at the moving average, which like we're stuck on the moving average right here. 4-hour chart tells me a bit of a different story. But I like the story I'm seeing. I like the story it's telling me. It's holding the 200 moving average really well. It's built a base. I just need that confirmation. I need the volume to kick up. I need buyers to step in, and I need to see that run begin. Could it be tomorrow? Potentially, right? Bull moves very erratically, right? It literally moves like a bull in a china shop, right? All over the place. Look at the 15-minute chart from today, right? 11:15 my time, we just got a pump from 1367 all the way up to 1438. And I like that, right? I like that because we're sitting at break even. That's fine with me. We've got 3 weeks to expiry. That's fine with me. 2 things I want to do with this. I want to ride this bull to 17. And secondly, I want to get some shares at 14. Anytime it drops under 14, I'll get some shares. Get yourself 50 shares, 10 shares. It's only $140 for 10 shares. Get yourself 100 shares if you have a couple thousand with you. Bull is strong. Bull is kind of doing what Robinhood did a few years back, right? IPO, run up to 70s, drop all the way down, and then hold. Remember, I told you earlier, IPOs have not really been common in the last couple of years. So anytime a company does IPO, it's almost like it's just a meme stock aspect to it. I'd say bull can ride to 17. I'm not too worried. We've got time till expiry. And that's why you buy contracts which have, further out expiry. Okay. Tell me how you spot long-term opportunities. Tell us what you look for. I look for companies with double-digit revenue growth, double-digit operating income. I'd say I look for companies who are continuing to increase, in every aspect. So if you're bringing on employees, but you're bringing in more revenue, your expenses are low, your top line, bottom line are looking good. You're consistently growing. Again, 10 to 12%, maybe 12 to 15% for some companies, depending on who you are. Double-digit revenue growth year over year, though. I'm trying to see companies shine. I don't think there are a lot of companies out there that I look at and I'm like, this is definitely a buy. From all the companies that are out there, from the 4,000 or 5,000 companies that are out there, I don't think there's more than 15 or 20 that I look at right now and I'm like, yes, I like. To give you some off the top of my head that I really like: Cheesecake Factory, CAKE, AMD, obviously, the usual Google, Amazon, Apple. Well, not Apple for me, but Amazon, Microsoft, those kind of companies, the big companies, right? Not Tesla, not Apple, not for me, no. But the Microsoft, the Googles, the Metas, the Amazons, those for sure, of course. Then obviously the smaller ones from the growth stocks. SoFi, absolutely love SoFi. Absolutely love SoFi. Love Nike where it's at right now. Chipotle, I'm a big fan of. Obviously, like I already said, the big AMD. That's probably my top, my favorite stock out there right now. The big AMD. I've been swinging calls for a reason. I am in $162.50 calls, and honestly, I know how crazy it sounds. I may exercise the shares. I might exercise the shares. It's at 176 right now, so it can still pull back, anytime next few months. But I may exercise one contract and get 100 shares for $162.50. I might do that. That's how much I love AMD. But again, I've been talking about AMD from was $78, so maybe I don't buy 100 shares here. Maybe I don't. Who knows? But yeah, I like a lot of stocks out there. What about S&P 500? No, not for me. That's good if you want to get, your little 12% per year. I think I've got 113% on AMD in the last 3 months. SoFi, almost, I think 226% last time I looked in four months. So S&P 500 is great if you're just trying to sit and hold something that's not going to make your heart rate jump. And also, if you don't know how companies on a higher level, S&P 500 is fine. You collect your little, whatever, 12% per year, this and that, no stress. That's fine. That's not really for me, though. I'd rather go in on an AMD. I'd rather get Amazon on a pullback. I'd rather get a SoFi. I'd rather get a Cheesecake Factory. I'd rather get Nike. Those are the companies that, entice me. Even Tem. HIMS as well, $40 shares. The HIMS is good. Yeah, that's it for me. Even Webull, where it's at right now. S&P 500 is not really for me. I'll be honest with you. So far was my first long-term 2026 call. Well done, Dorian. Got in at $17. That's a good one. Well done. Prince, are you going to upload Shonoff class on YouTube? You have to ask Shonoff for that one. Any off topic, but can you explain how the one-on-one calls with you work? Yeah. So the one-on-one calls with me, it's it's honestly just me, you, the charts, and your questions. Any questions you have about charting, whatever, stocks to watch, how I find my strategy, how I trade my strategy, we do that. Obviously, we go into my portfolio personally. We show you what I bought, when, and why, and what I'm planning to buy going forward. It's a lot more personal with the one-on-ones, and obviously, I try and make you, understand more about the markets, what to look for, what this could mean, some patterns, those kind of things in a nutshell, right? The aim is just to teach you how to fish, but doing it one to one. You can ask every single question you want directly. We have a Zoom call. I share screen. It's real in depth. And I honestly, from everything I have, that's the one I always recommend the most. It's 1 hour, but it's pure, intense. It's gonna help you get up to speed as a beginner. Everyone always comes out of one-on-ones with a similar mindset. Oh damn, I didn't understand this. I didn't understand that because I've not had the chance to work with you on a one-on-one level, one-to-one level. It's a personal basis. It's much easier. So that's what a one-on-one entails in a nutshell. Yeah, good question. Besides Amazon, what long-term stocks would you buy right now? Would you suggest waiting for a pullback on any of them? Long-term stocks right now, SoFi, up at 22 is high though. Look, I told you 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, months ago, 22 is high, but I still recommend SoFi. My 2026 price target is 2026 price target is $26. So we'll see. Then I'd say the AMD. It is pretty simple. AMD, the one and only. Once this is a $250 stock staring at us in the face. This is $250 next year, easy, guaranteed. You can come back to this video next year. And then third, there's a tough pick between Nike and Cheesecake Factory or Elf. I like Elf as well. Elf is really good. But I'll go with Nike. I'll go with Nike. I think Nike's undervalued at $74. If I zoom out from where we came from, 134, 137, Nike at $74 is a steal. Back in March, I believe. Yeah, March these times when it was 64, I was saying buy and I bought, and then it dropped in April and I bought more. So I'm pretty happy with my Nike shares. I think it's a stock with so much potential. I think it's such an undervalued stock right now. And I think, when you've got Lululemon trading at $200 and just kind of getting slaughtered day in, day out, why would you go for that when you've got Nike right there, right? So Nike definitely with the AMD and the SoFi. If Hims can get his act together, Hims might be up there. And yeah, honestly, if Amazon get back down to close to 200, yeah, I'll go with Amazon as well. Yeah. How about PanW? Why did it drop like that? This is a long-term, high-quality stock, correct? Yes, it is. Palo Alto. For those of you who worked with software, you know about Palo Alto. You know about CrowdStrike. You know about Cloudflare, Net. You know about GitLab. You know about all those companies. So Palo Alto, great company for the long run. Obviously, her earnings happened yesterday. Okay, let's look at it. So, key points. There were doubts about the company's latest deal. All right, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's this one. It's agreed to acquire peer CyberArk for $21 billion in cash. When that happens, because so much cash is going out and people are skeptical about these kind of deals, the stock will drop. So yeah, it's a pricey acquisition. Exactly what I said. It's a pricey acquisition. So yeah, they're worried about the costs. Analysts as well. They're worried. Downgraded the stock and it dropped off. So yeah, it's just because they're acquiring a company, CyberArk Software, and they're paying $25 billion in cash. That's a big expense on your balance sheet. That's it. It's a big liability. It's a big liability right there. So yeah, it's a high quality long term stock. I like it, but yeah, short term it's going to suffer. What's on your watch list for tomorrow specifically? I told you, you guys only want to know watch list. So, so you guys love the watch list. I like that though. So for my watch list specifically tomorrow, I'm actually looking at Uber. I want to see if Uber continues this uptrend. Okay. Go to the lower time frames. We're starting the uptrend again. Remember last week earlier this month we had a great pop with Uber. We're starting to form that base again. Let's see if we can continue the momentum, break above the moving averages, and start to get busy. 1 hour chart, a little bit busier, but started to pull back again. So yeah, I'm looking at Uber. I don't know how it's going to perform. I'm obviously looking at the energy sector, Exxon reports, right? Let's see how the energy sector pans out. I don't know what's going to happen, of course. So I'm just watching these stocks. They're on my radar. Walmart, you know what Walmart's going to do, right? I told you at the weekend, hit that $99 and then just come down again. It's exactly what it did this week. It does it all the time. That's what it's going to do. It's going to pop. You get your money, you leave. You're happy. That's it with Walmart. And then I think, was it Carver? Carver gapped up, right? Yeah, Carver, it gapped up and then it continued running. So I want to see how it performs tomorrow. What other stocks are on my radar? Oh yeah, of course, the magical circle. No, not circle. Sorry, CoreWeave. There we go. CoreWeave. Right. So we gapped up. We held. Could we be trending higher? Old resistance might become a new level of support. See the resistance, and Trendspider marks it out directly for you. So if you're not on Trendspider, you definitely need to get on Trendspider. But yeah, 4-hour chart hovering in between the moving average. Price is just there consolidating, getting ready to break out. I'm pretty certain we can see this core wave going back up to the 125s, the 140s next week, right? So keep that on your radar. The core weave, the good old weave master. And if someone can put these in the Discord as well, that would be great. TTD, slowly but surely, right? We sold off, we climbed back up. Okay. Then those are the main ones. So far, not really. Amazon, I'm looking at calls, but for like 3-4 weeks out, maybe a bit longer. Those are, yeah. I'll wait for Micron to form a base and start coming back up. Let me check the chat. Come on, guys, get those likes up. Let's get to 50 likes. Don't be greedy. Don't be stingy. Oklo, yeah, I liked Oklo. Is it at 60 yet? Oh, shoot, I missed it, huh? I was looking at it last week. Oh, shoot. Okay, Oklo, I missed it. Yeah, it's going to keep going, but I missed it. I'm not getting in the top there. I'm not getting in the top there. Yeah, I'm not getting in the top there. Is Robin, wait, I guess this morning, oh, hold on, I missed a few. What about Oscar? Is Oscar long term? Yeah, long term. Oscar's long term. It's at $14, isn't it? Yeah, 14.05. Another Google Friday. Oh man, we're tired of them. We're tired of Google Fridays. I guess this morning data could push the market lower, but I rather buy those that lag like the drug companies. Do you do that? Is Robinhood recommended to buy long-term shares, or do you recommend other brokerages? So for long-term shares, I use E-Trade. E-Trade is good. E-Trade is smooth. I like it. I love it. It does the job. Yeah. Yeah. And please, guys, remember, everything I like, it don't have to be what you like. I like using Robinhood. People don't like using Robinhood. So it's up to you. Okay? But yeah, I like E-Trade. I like Robinhood. What else? What else? You got I use Webull to trade, and I use Robinhood to trade, and I use E-Trade for long term. That's it. What's up, Amos? Do I like Meta long term? I've been in Meta since 2019. Look at where we got into Meta. Amos, my guy Amos. Yeah, I've been in Meta since 2019. So I got it for about 2019, not 2022. Yeah, it was about 150 something. Right here, 2019. Yeah, 156, 155, whatever. So yeah, long term, do I like Meta? Yes, I love it. But I got in at 150 something, so I'm not going to buy it 773. But at the same time, I do think Meta is a buy. I do think Meta is still a buy at this level. I think it's going to go easily to $900 by the end of this year. I think it's $1,000 stock, and I think, look, earlier I said if I had to pick one stock, one stock every single person in my Discord should have in their portfolio, I said Amazon. Amazon is a $220 stock. If I had to add another stock, or if there was no price limit, I'd probably put Meta up there. Now, why would I put Meta up there? Meta owns WhatsApp. Meta owns Instagram. Meta owns, obviously, what used to be Facebook. Now, I can guarantee you, everyone who's watching this, how many people is watching this? 51 people is watching this. Every single one of you uses a Meta platform, let's call it, or Meta service. Every single one of you, I guarantee it. I put my bottom dollar on it. Every single one of you uses a Meta service. Meta is a great stock for the long term. Meta is a huge company. Microsoft as well, great company, right? From these companies, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, amazing companies. Incredible companies. So I do think, Meta for the long term is great. Please check my message above about gap up and explain that. What does gapped up mean? What does it indicate from traders' perspective? Is it a good thing? It just means that, look, let me show you. All it means is, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. It just means it gapped up overnight. It just jumped up, right? Prices all around the moving averages, all close to each other, around 715, 720, 705, whatever. It just gapped up to 772. That's what a gap up is. Just jumped up like that. If you look at this Marvell, let's look at Marvell from last week. Daily. Oh, no, sorry. It was July 16. Where's July 16? There we go. Marvell gap down, right? Marvell gap down. We got in the calls. We ran it up. That's all it is. That's gap up, gap down. That's all. Possible stock split on Meta in the future. Maybe. Oh, yeah, by the way, Meta also pays a dividend. Meta's a great company. Great company. Unbelievable company. Okay. When do we start the small account challenge? So we started this week, but unfortunately, we were up in the stock and we took it L. So we continue tomorrow. If I see a setup, we're in. So the reason that, if you're wondering why I didn't do a call out, I did a original call out. I didn't do any other call out so far. Think of it this way. Like I said earlier, scarcity mentality, mindset, whatever, versus abundance mindset mentality. Scarcity mindset is just do a call out every day and just hope it hits and then I get more than I have now. Abundance mentality mindset is I'm picking specific stocks, specific trades based on market price action, movement, sentiment. So that's why I only did one small account challenge this week. And I'm happy I only did one because that's all I needed so far. Okay. Any other questions? You guys know yourself. Call out every day is not necessary, right? Someone keeps asking me about Pfizer multiple times. Yeah, this is put territory. Yeah, this is like put territory. Okay, now can I do my July recap, please? So, okay, one more. Amog said, I see, thank you. Does that mean price will pull back eventually? It does not mean that. Nope. It can continue going. It can continue rallying. Same when it's a gap down, it can continue selling off or dropping. So, July recap. Let's head over to the S&P 500. SPY, July, the month of July. First of all, let's look at a monthly candle. Incredible, right? We went higher. We finished last month at 617. This month we reached 640. Monthly candle potentially finishes an inverted hammer, and wow, it's just been a crazy month for SPY. Let's look at the weekly chart. Let's look at the month of July. We just had green, 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 green. This is the first red week, right? Jerome Powell rugged the whole market yesterday, just fumbling and jumbling, stumbling on the mic. No decor about him, no idea what he's doing, clueless guy. And yeah, he ripped up the market this week. So it is what it is. Trump wants the guy to get sacked and fired. Trump wants the guy to cut rates. He's not doing nothing. He's just fumbling and jumbling the mic. He's never done anything good for the economy. That's all right. It's what it is, right? Jerome Powell is dusty as Tim Cook. It is one of them things, right? You just got to deal with it and move on. So SPY has been getting dragged this week. It's been getting dragged, but we were at all-time highs. That's fine. We hit all-time highs multiple times across the month. Multiple times, right? First time was July 3rd, came down. We did it again. July 10th, came down. July 15th, came down. And we made a good 7 or 8 all-time highs this month. So it was a good month for the markets in the indexes, right? Which is why you saw a lot of other things up, right? You saw crypto. Now what? That's not what I want to do. Bitcoin, BTC. I wonder if they got that on here. This is actually my first time trying it on TradingView. I probably have to ask the guy. I actually don't know Bitcoin. That's another thing I'm going to add to the Trendspider stuff. That's another thing I'm going to add to the Trendspider stuff, okay? But yeah, so you can look at, what you can look at? Mara, Coinbase as well. Get an idea of what's been happening in the last few weeks, this month. Had a strong month, started really strong, and then it's the last 10 days just sold off. Again, this is a great run, right? Bull market, all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty proud of the run that this company made, Mara, and the rest of crypto as well. But it doesn't take away from the fact that realistically, all of these are overbought. They're overbought. Mara is not a good example. Coinbase is a good example. Overbought. There we go. MSTR, overbought. This crypto stuff is overbought. They're due a pullback. They are due a pullback. So what do I say? I'm expecting some August pullbacks. I'm not completely familiar with the seasonality. The guy, so in 41% of all August changes, MicroStrategy was positive. So it's not even looking like a positive bullish month for MicroStrategy. Okay? All I can say is protect your profits going into August. July was good. July was cold. August, I think we're going to hit Figma. We might also hit a wall in the market. Okay? The one thing I will say is looking at MSTR, seasonality-wise, August is on record is the worst month for MSTR. Picking up SMCI. Gosh, I'm mixing up the SMCI and the MSTR. August, terrible month for SMCI. So even though we're overextended, even though we're up there, beware of the pullback. Beware of it coming down a little bit. Beware of that, right? You know how many opportunities there are on the market, but at the same time, when the market is running, the market is doing their thing, the market is going, go, they may just pull back at times. So beware of that, okay? Overall, I think the market did what it needed to do in July. It made us, it made a lot of new highs. It made us some good money. There's some, AMD, right? We've been swinging this since 158. It was going crazy, okay? Crazy. And I think for those of you who traded Google with me this month, we did it 4 times. Oh no, one was at the end of June. We did it 3 times this month and once at the end of June. We did our thing. Marvell, similar story. Marvell, I said on 16th of July, we're going to keep taking this higher. It's been a good month for Marvell. Right? It's been a good month for Marvell. September 10, August tends to be not so bad, but this seasonality tool is very useful. The last 25 years. Seasonality for the last 25 years of Marvell, right? August, 48% of the changes were positive. And I can change the date because I know people were saying, 25 years is a long time, All right. Let's make it from 2009. Let's be fair. Okay. Still, 50%. 50% of the time is positive, right? Seasonality is very useful. Now, I just wish I could know, I just knew the best way to use it and stuff like that and look at the percentages and stuff. I wish I could use it really like that. but I'm going to be learning. We've got a guy coming to help us from Trendspider. We're going to learn it. Okay. But again, I think some of these stocks are a little bit overextended. I'm gonna be wary to start off August. Tomorrow, NFP comes out. I'm gonna be wary to start the month. Okay. I'm pretty happy though with how the month went. I'll be honest with a lot of you guys. You showed progress. I know a lot of you guys are still trying to learn, but SoFi, look at what SoFi did the month. SoFi did see. I'm not worried about this, right? I'm not worried about it because I know SoFi has struggled over the last 5 years. Okay, I'm not worried about it. If I change the period, see the number automatically goes up. So I'm not worried about SoFi. Then, what was it? Yeah, just overall the month was good. We traded a few stocks that I haven't traded before, and we still did our thing with them. We hit them for some good money. I just want to really learn charting. Yeah, we can definitely help you learn charting, whether that's in the group or the one-on-ones, whatever. We can definitely help you learn charting. You can start spotting these ideas very easily. Understanding what you're looking at very easily. Hop on Trendspider with me. We could do that. Does the market still pull back in September? Yeah, probably pull back in September. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's look at SP 500, right? Let's do seasonality. Let's do some seasonality. What time frame would you like? Lauren Hill, what time frame would you like? Is that D Lauren Hill? What time frame would you like for me to look at to figure out whether the market's going to pull back in September? Let me know what time frame you want me to look at. Do you want me to look at last few years, 10 years, 15 years since the housing market crash? When do you want me to look at? Okay, I'm not. Even my thing is lagging on nobody say anything. But I'll pick this since 2008 or since 2009. I'll go. September's the worst month. Notoriously, it's the worst month. Let's go since pandemic. Are you able to see the seasonality? You can see the seasonality, right? Okay, so let's look at the market. This is why this is much better than TradingView. Market since pandemic. Much better than TradingView. Much better. You can't see no seasonality on TradingView. Okay, but I'm gonna try to get you guys to hook up the ins. Let's go since the pandemic. Pandemic was March 2020. Look at September. Lauren Hill. Lauren Hill. Look at September. This is way better. I can see the seasonality. September, we know what to expect. Do you remember? We know what to expect with the market in September. Okay? So please just be aware. Please be aware. I think we could see a pullback. I think we could. Does anyone here use seasonality? Seasonality is a great tool. If I learn how to use it properly, yeah, it could be wraps. Let me see if I can just put this in the chat as well. This is the link to get Trendspider. So can I do that with BTC? I actually don't know how to do that with BTC. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna ask him because he knows how to do them things. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Let me see. If I need to figure out how to work with Bitcoin, how can I pull up cryptos? I should message him though. There is a way to check out crypto though. Was it USBTC? See, look, it's something here. Is it this? No, it's not this. BTC USD, right? Yeah, here we go. I think so. You wait. Here we go. This is a BTC for last 5 years. August is bad. September's not even bad for Bitcoin. So here you go. That's the honesty though. Bitcoin. September is so October is the month for Bitcoin. October is the month. And if we roll it back a bit more, so October is a month for Bitcoin. September is not great. This is pretty cool though. Can help me with my swing trading strategy. I know that much. So yeah, that's kind of what July is kind of done. We can look at go back to the. I want to go back to the Nasdaq, and then I want to look at seasonality for the Nasdaq. Right, September is bad. If we go based off the last couple, I mean, last year was good for August, September. Yeah, and you can also do it by week, right? If we want to do by week, we want to do just this year, right? It's had some good months, QQQ has. So yeah. Yeah, the swing trades is this is helping me for the swing trades. I'm not gonna lie. Trendspider is helping me for the swing trades. Any other questions before I log off? Make sure to drop a like, drop a like, drop a like. We are now 1 hour and 10 minutes into the live stream. Let's get to 50 likes and then I'm out. Come on, 50 likes, 50 likes. I appreciate those of you who are actually like engaging as well. You know, that's how we spot market opportunity together. Oklo got something, yeah. Oklo, we've been saying Oklo's got something for us, but we just gotta wait. Any thoughts on August outlook? I'm gonna go based off the seasonality. I'm not even gonna go off my thoughts no more. August look, right? SPY. I'm gonna go for the last. Let's go since the pandemic. So we probably pull back some and then head higher. July was bullish. June, May, yeah. We'll probably pull back some and then head higher. That's my thoughts for August. I'm just using the tools at my hand, my fingertips. Definitely helpful. What app is this, please? I've dropped the link in the chat. Let me know if you can see the link to this app in the chat. I put the link in the chat. Just came on. Hello, Reese. Yeah, if you can, anyone see the link to this platform, this app in the chat? It is there. It is there. You should be able to see it. Let me know if you cannot see it. Yeah, okay. That's the platform. Okay. Yeah. Iverson, you should be able to see the link. But yeah, I think, yeah, just scroll. It's there. I think August will see a bit of a pullback. Maybe it starts the month with a pullback, or maybe comes in at the end of the month. I don't know, but I think we will see it pull back a little bit, and then we will we'll start having fun. I'd love to see SPY at 650. I'd love to see SPY at 650. All right, I've pinned the message if you want to get access to this tool. I pinned the message, but yeah, I think what I like about it is you can use different charts. I honestly think Amazon's going to recover. So the main points from today, guys, let's kind of sum it up and wrap it up, right? I love helping you guys out, so just drop a link, drop a like, and if you want to drop the link to your friends and family, yeah. But main points from this really to take away: Amazon, it's a giant, it's a must-own stock. I'm buying it. It's pulling back right now after hours. It's selling off after hours. That's fine. I'm still going to buy it. I don't think, if you look at the bigger picture, Amazon is in any kind of threats. I don't think so. Again, $20 billion of revenue growth. Yeah, this is a company for me. right? Earnings beat. Amazon, I'm buying. $250 my price target. It's bigger and better than pretty much every company you can imagine. Yeah, Amazon is still a big buy. Whew. Figma, that's another takeaway from this. Figma doesn't have any seasonality. That's fake. It has 1 day of price action. But yeah, Figma's gone public. I'm waiting for the pullback. I like it. I'm gonna probably get some shares. If I can get shares under $70, that'd be great. I think Figma will pull back and go higher. So I'm looking forward to that. That's Figma. Overall, told you guys I love AMD where it's at. I still love SoFi where it's at. I think Palo Alto took a big hit and it's going to come back. And yeah, that's the main things from this thing to take away, right? SPY ran for the month of July. We hit many new all-time highs. Tomorrow is the first day of August, so today it closes off July. That also means today is the last live stream of July. And yeah, I'm pretty excited, looking forward to the month of August. I think tomorrow, I don't think I'm going to take a trade. If I do take a trade, it will probably be Amazon for a swing a couple months out. That probably be the only trade I take. Might have to dabble in CoreWeave potentially if it pulls back again, especially because the way it's hanging, it's just getting ready for an explosive move. Let's see. But yeah, that's really it. I want to thank you guys for a great month of July. I want to thank you for coming on to the live streams, all the study sessions in the Discord. They have been incredible. And yeah, let's see what the market does. If there's a 0 DTE tomorrow on the line, like Hood was last week, maybe we hit it, right? Last week we hit Hood for a 0 DTE. We might hit that again this week, right? Last week was crazy. We caught it at 102, ran it up to 106. Hold on. No, this is the wrong day. Here we go. Last week. 24th or 25th, sorry. Here we go. We caught it at 102 up here somewhere. And we ran it to 106 last week. So yeah, we could do that again tomorrow. Who knows? But if it's there, the opportunity's there, I'll take it. If it's a hymns or Hood, I'll take it. If it's not there, I won't bother. I'll just give myself grace. Any plans to play puts on the market pullback? Potentially, yeah, a little bit. You saw how the puts worked yesterday today. Shout out S for Spy. She made $800 off the puts. Shout out a few of you. You made 300-400% off the puts. Shout out some of you guys. But yeah, I just want to hit 50 likes on this. I want to hit 50 likes on this. I want to continue helping you guys going into the month of August. I do want to take a vacation or two in August. That's mainly it, guys. Shout out you guys, always, every time. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and then go check out my latest tweet because it's very useful for those of you who don't know how to trade without Greeks. I just dropped it in the chat. Click that link, check it out because a lot of you don't know how to trade options without using Greeks. But yeah, let me see you guys drop a like. Let's get to 50. Damn, people are stingy with the likes. They don't want no more free sessions. But yeah, I had fun with you guys this month. I think it was a tough month, but a lot of learning. And yeah, we're coming back for all-time highs in August, but I think there's going to be a bit of a pullback first. Any other questions before I depart? Drop a thank you in the Discord chat or here, wherever. I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. And see you in August. Portugal in the chat. Peace.